getting some teriyaki bowls that I ain't gonna lie, they were pretty off the chain.
Smack. Sweet and sour mixed with what I mixed it with? Some sesame. Yeah. Yo, what's happening, everybody? This is boy Earth Mac, the mad scientist, and I have one of my staff members on Threadmagnetcosplay, and her esteemed bestie, her cosplay bestie, Themayhemmer.
Hey guys,
today?
Doing good.
So, this past weekend we had Raleigh, Animate Raleigh, and you ladies been with Animate Raleigh the entire weekend. I was only there for a day. This is you guys' floor. This is the first anime convention in Raleigh that is a subsidiary of Raleigh GalaxyCon. So tell me, what was your experience, both of you guys, like from start to finish?
I'm gonna let Ellie go first.
Okay, let me go first. Oh, well, we rolled in early. Check-in was great. I think the biggest thing that a lot of people complain about with some of the bigger events is that it's so hard to kind of get in and get your badge, and the lines are really long. But since this was the first year, we rolled in, got our badges, we're good to go, and just started kind of exploring around. It was kind of the same setup. It's in the same location at the Raleigh Convention Center. And there's big news with the Raleigh Convention Center, but we can talk about that later. But kind of had the same format, kind of same vibe and feel about it. But it was more, I think, targeted to kind of the anime community. So that kind of set the stage for at least me and my view going into it. So we did, both of us planned for a ton of costumes. And I think we did pretty good with sticking to our schedule.
For the most part,
we did. I'll admit, by the end of the thing, I was a little bit just like done. So I decided to kind of dress down on Sunday and have a little bit more laid back vibe. But we did like 3 costumes on Friday.
And Saturday.
And Saturday. Yeah. So,
but
yeah.
Friday was the half day because they technically didn't kick off until, 2 on the floor?
Yeah, it was about 2 o'clock that they started up.
Yes.
But there were people already in costume milling around, so it was good.
Okay.
Kind of our first, we didn't really have anything major that we wanted to do other than a couple of kind of meetups. And because it was a little bit more compact than GalaxyCon, everything kind of all the action really was happening down on the bottom level where they had all the vendors and the artists. So that kind of kept it I didn't feel like I was disconnected from anything because it was all right there.
Yeah, because I know normally at Raleigh, GalaxyCon Raleigh, you have a gaming room, you have the cosplay lounge, which I'll get into about that. And the vendor and the it's just how it was different, nothing bad. And then you have the artist alley, but it was all on the main floor. So you had the gaming, the cosplay lounge, the wrestlers, the artist alley, the tattoo van. We'll get it.
Yes. Tattoos
the
and piercings.
The tattoo
band.
Tattoo and piercings van.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I just thought that was a really neat addition. I had never seen that before, but they have a contract, and this is something that they do with the other animates in other areas, is that they have contracted with Tattoo and Piercing Studio, and they had that available for people to get pierced and tattooed while they were there at the convention.
At the con.
Yeah. So,
cool.
And they had a variety of different prices and small, but they were taking people who had their own ideas, and
it wasn't just splash art. You could be is this reasonable? So you could literally just roll up. I'm not saying I did it twice, but you could literally just roll up and get some tattoos.
And we kind of jumped on that wagon pretty quick. And we actually did 2 rounds of that. The first round was on Friday, And I went in and got my septum re-pierced because I'd had it pierced before and kind of let it just go. And I'd been wanting to do that and got that done pretty quickly. I looked up the tattoo studio. I wanted to find out what was getting ready to happen. So I looked them up, and they've got great reviews and ratings and everything. So I felt pretty confident, and just the attention to detail and just their personalities. I mean, like, they talked and they carried on with us, and they seemed to be enjoying the event too. So it was a very good experience with that for my first round, at least.
Yeah, my first round, I got my first tattoo that weekend, and I'm a huge nerd. Shocker. So like, because one side of my arm is like more spiritual, meditative art, and the other side is gonna be like my nerdy stuff. So I got, who's old enough to remember the hourglass from Microsoft Office, like the OG? Okay, so if you look here, I have the hourglass, because eventually I'm gonna put Error 404 on top of it. But they were really great. The guy I ended up getting was the I think one of the owner's husbands. And I said, look, hear me out, here's what I'm thinking. And he's like, just show me a picture. And as soon as I showed him, he's like, I'm doing it. I'm gonna do it. And he's like, this is different. I love this type of weird nerd stuff. He did it for me, took photos for his portfolio, and he was like, this is the stuff I like. Like, I love my big stuff, but it's just like the tiny little obscure nerd references that he loves.
Yeah. This is the first time, because I got there Sunday, right? So I had to digest everything of the entire weekend in one day. So to see the tattoo tables and the piercing tables set up, like, that was a new experience for me, because I don't think I ever seen that at any convention. So to see that, and I'm not even gonna lie, I was a little leery because it's my first time seeing it. I was like, okay, how reputable these guys are, but hearing from you guys, like, we talking like 4 to 5 stars, like, super reviews. And if you got drawings, so like, hey, I want this, and they're like, perfect, I can do this, sit your ass down.
Pretty much. And it's wild because, like, when I saw their name, I'm like, this sounds familiar. And so when they were like, oh, we out of Richmond, I said, bet, because I have a bunch of girlfriends and friends that live in Richmond. And so I was like, hey guys, and they were like, oh snap, like, that's the shop to go to out here, like. And I was like, say less.
And it wasn't just a few. They had their entire team and their trailer. Their trailer was their piercing studio.
That was a fraction of their staff, because the rest of them were still in Richmond running the shop.
Wow.
Yes, they had a ton of people there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's probably one of the most unique things I've seen at that convention, or at any convention for that matter. So my experience for Sunday, and even though it was a short experience, because I linked up with Thread. So we walked around the dealer's room, and I said, listen, do they have DVDs here? Like, do they have Blu-rays of anime? Because typically that's the first thing that I look for, right?
Yeah, he does.
And so my mission at any anime convention is to get like DVDs or Blu-rays of anime that is not on Funimation, not on Crunchyroll, not on Hulu, Netflix, or whatever, like those rare joints. Those are the ones that I want. And I did walk around. I didn't see anything I particularly want, because I did get Ultimate Muscle like last time I went to a anime convention. Now, some artwork, right? I struggled. I did not buy any artwork. I did not do that.
What?
I didn't do that because
he stayed away from that whole side. He was like, I got to get my other done first before I do this.
I have tons of, I got One Piece stuff. Like, I need to put up like each crew member and like super good art, right?
This sounds familiar, Ellie. This sounds familiar.
So I got tons of One Piece stuff, right? And I got to put it on the wall. I got to frame it, and I got to figure out which room I'm gonna put it in. I think I might put it in the man cave, and just like set the crew members up around the room, and then the Going Merry, like right there. Not 1,000 Sunny. I'm always a pro Going Merry, but that was the first. But I met Frederick Jones, because I made one last go around, right? So Saturday AM, like the most diverse manga artists you could ever see, right? And that just caught my attention. And then there was one particular manga that caught my attention was Clock Striker, right? And it was advertised as the first Black female protagonist in a manga, right? And it just jumped out to me. Bought it immediately. And I talked to Frederick for a minute, and come to find out we're frat brothers, because we had a mutual frat brother. And I was like,
what?
He was like, yo, you a Sigma? I'm like, yeah, I am too. And
so okay, I see that Divine Nine. I see that Divine Nine going on.
So we started rapping, and then I bought the premium. I bought the premium copy, obviously. So I bought the manga, and it came with 2 pieces of artwork with the autograph signing and 2 bookmarks. And hopefully we can have him on the show like in the future, along with his other artists as well, because it's like maybe 8 or 9 other manga that's just sitting out there. And Saturday AM, they have their own app, and they have their own website, and they got Saturday PM, so you can actually download like some of the samples of like certain manga that's out there. And it's like various different genres. They have people from Senegal writing. They have people from Puerto Rico writing, New Orleans.
Hey,
like it's super diverse, and I really do dig it. So that was probably my highlight, and my other highlight was the food, obviously.
Oh yeah.
I forgot the name of that food truck where I got that food from.
It was the Korean barbecue place.
Yeah, it was so good. I mean, it smells so good. We ended up getting some teriyaki bowls that I ain't gonna lie, they were pretty off the chain.
Smack, sweet and sour mixed with what I mixed it with, some sesame and sweet and sour.
Sweet and sour.
And I mixed it with some spicy barbecue. And that thing's, I mean, whew. I was so full. I wanted to get another one. You know, I was just being greedy at this point.
I told him they'd pack him up a to-go box.
I was gonna say, get a go box, my guy.
I should have did that, but I knew I had food at home, right? So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do this in 2024.
Like we pulled it. Well, you know what I'm saying? We got food at home. Like, don't worry about that. Like, treat yourself.
I did treat myself. Like, man, I want to be another one, right? But it was getting close to closing, and I told Thread, I was like, listen, I'm right behind you, because she left, and I made like 2 circles, and I was like, I really do want that Korean barbecue, but it was too late at that point because food started to shut down and everything. So I fully understood.
Yeah.
So off of that one day, I did catch some wrestling. Off of that one day, it was a very comfortable experience. I know we were doing press over the weekend. It wasn't like overwhelming. It was like plenty of space to walk around. Everybody was friendly. I didn't have like a bad run-in. I know I was there on the day. Like, did y'all have any like awkward experiences over the weekend?
No.
No, I didn't really have anything awkward. I know just like the Virgo in me was like a little perturbed. I mean, stuff got some stuff. Sorry. Somebody pet. Oh, and she's gone. The Virgo in me, the only thing that, bro, I have 2 Maine Coons and a Basset Hound running around. So I'm surprised they ain't run up on me yet. And then if you count my children, so, because my youngest tends to, because he'll be like this, and he'll just jump on screen. So the only thing that drove me a little crazy, but Fred knows that I'm a type A Virgo. Some of the times were a little off between the website and the program.
Yes.
And things were a little misconstrued. So some things were the same groups. Like, what was the one day we went to go? I think it was Saturday. They had the same group twice in 2 different time slots, but on the program, it was completely different.
So just speaking to this, I feel like that a lot of conventions, there's an expectation that there may be something that gets canceled or, something, small like that, but it's usually a cancellation, not a movement. There was such a discrepancy between the guidebook and the online app, which you may or may not have been able to get onto while you're walking around downstairs. But they did. I did see that. That was one improvement that it looked like they had made, is that they had put like a Wi-Fi station downstairs, so it seemed like I could get on my phone a little easier, but it was still difficult sometimes. But yeah, there was a pretty big discrepancy, I thought, with scheduling.
That's the only thing that drove me a little crazy, because I know we tried to go to a few cosplay meetups because we had, we already had these cosplays planned, and we're like, oh, there's, a One Piece, or there's like a Pokemon. I think the only one we made was the Pokemon because we were trying to do the which one was it that we got dressed up for? You tried to go to Fairy Tale.
I tried to go to Fairy Tale, but there was absolutely nobody there, and I don't know if it was because I had the wrong time at that point.
Yeah,
I just wasn't sure.
I think the only one we got a part of was the Pokemon, and people were confused because there were just like maybe 7 of us floating around, and a photographer, and we were like, I guess we're doing this, and we all like had fun with it. But yeah, that's the only thing I was a little annoyed by is the discrepancies between the guidebook and the website thing. But other than that, like I had a couple of like great highlights, outside of that.
So I had usually when you go to a con, you kind of get down there, especially if it starts on a Friday at 2:00. Mm-hmm. The expectation is your best day is going to be Saturday.
Typically.
But I'm going to tell you right now,
bro,
from 2:00 on Friday till the time we went to bed.
We're not going to talk about when that was.
It was like a whole freaking day. I mean, from 2:00 until the time we went to sleep. And we got in bed not too late. I mean, it wasn't too bad. Or early. That Friday was just like so full of everything that we were doing and cosplaying and having a good time and just wandering around and meeting up with people we knew. It was like a whole day. Friday was like a whole day, even though it was only from 2:00 till the evening.
And I was pleasantly surprised because like I'm so used to, all right, I get like a cosplay, and like I remember because I was like grumpy because I saw all the different associated cosplays like the next day, and I was like, it's like Friday when we first got there, because I got there earlier mainly because I was helping out with staff stuff because my friend got booked to help with the cosplay lounge, and so she needed help last minute, and so I stepped in, got a stuff badge, whatever. But when they didn't need me, I was like out in the streets. So like when I got there, we were like Team Rocket first with our friend that was with us. And then me being a weirdo, I have this full tactical suit as Resident Evil's Umbrella Corps ready to go. Like, and of course Saturday is when I saw everybody in their Umbrella Corps. And I was like, where were y'all Friday? And then Friday night, I call it our hoe-wear. Because I was Khalifa.
Did you use quotations? Did you say? You said hoe.
Oh, let me tell you about these two costumes.
Because we hoe at home now, my guy. We're not for the streets anymore. But like, because I was Khalifa and she was Domino, and we just walking around this con in the Marriott, just like strutting, like it wasn't even going.
I dig it.
I'm not gonna brag, but we walked past somewhere and we stopped conversations. Like an entire room.
Okay.
I was here for it. And then somebody was like, are we robbing someone?
And they're like, how come you didn't show up earlier? They wanted to see more.
I'm like, nah, fam. But yeah, Friday was great. I was like really surprised how we, and it was, I mean, I don't know to speak for Thready. I'm gonna call you Thready now. We hadn't gone to a con together since Galaxy last year.
Mm-hmm. It's been a hot minute because you've been super busy.
Oh yeah, because I'm on cast for the Renaissance Festival in this state, so I was just like gone, didn't exist for 2.5 months. Like so, this is a while since we've done that, so it was nice. And then Saturday, we were supposed to do DC characters.
We were,
and the discrepancy of the DC meetup, we went, screw it. So I was like Diva Harley Quinn, and then this one was who are you?
I did Perona.
So
I was just in a One Piece vibe this weekend. I just want to do all my One Piece outfits.
I almost brought Hina, and I'm sad because I almost brought Hina.
It's all right, we got
Hina, girl. Like One Piece is always the go-to when it comes to thread. Like it's like if all else fails, I'm gonna get my One Piece on. That's what's going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. And I should have brought Hina because I was be like, Hina is displeased. Hina would like to have a drink now. Like,
I got a question.
But you know,
this off topic.
Yeah.
But speaking of One Piece, so you know the Egghead art is just started, right?
Yes. Yes.
All right, just manga aside.
Okay.
Who do y'all think will be the next member of the Straw Hat Crew?
Oh God.
I got 2 guesses.
Jesus.
For me, I got 2 guesses.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I do watch and read stuff, and Thready knows that I'm a little behind because I got a 7 and 9-year-old and other stuff going on.
Fully understandable.
Yeah. So I don't feel like I have a hat to throw in that ring, because I'm kind of like, okay, I need to dive a little deeper for that one. So I'm kind of just like,
where are you in One Piece though? Are you still in Wano?
No, I'm not in Wano.
Cake Island?
Say that again.
Cake Island?
No, I passed Cake Island.
Okay. Well.
Give me a second. I need to look at my computer. Give me a second.
Wait.
I got tabs and info, and don't worry about how I got certain stuff. Look, we're not gonna talk about how I got stuff from my computer, but let me just pull up my stuff real quick, because that's the easiest way. Because like when I sew and do costuming, I don't like watching stuff that I'm invested in, because I won't pay attention. Like, I'm not gonna pay attention. So
I'm the same way. Like if I'm cooking or something like that, I'll put on some anime, but it's some anime that, okay, it has to be dubbed if I'm doing something, because I can actually hear what's going on or whatever the case may be. But it's not something I'm fully invested in. I just need something playing in the background. But
bro, that's me. But I put like horror movies. Like,
oh, so you play horror movies? So
yes.
Yeah. So
I do crime documentaries.
So you do crime documentaries. So everybody got their little vice, but it's like, for me, I think out of my 2 guesses, I think either Bonnie or Kizaru. And Kizaru is not really a bad guy. Like he's not really, but that would be so dope to see a Navy person end up joining that crew. And
I would love that.
Now he's so stylish, man. I mean, I really do dig dude. I'm like, okay, man, he's like Shaft in a way, but
not Shaft.
He's got like the way he's stylish, man. I wish I just got to get a good cosplay of him, but I just have cosplay ideas in my head, which I have yet to do. But Kuma, I feel like Kuma is a little too easy. I feel like Kuma's gonna kick the bucket eventually.
I mean, yes.
Like his story is
sacrifice.
It's just fitting. You know what I mean? A small percentage, I'm thinking Vegapunk, but that's very small. But it gotta be.
Yeah, I don't want to know my opinion.
I don't know.
What's yours?
I don't think there is going to be a new crew member.
You don't
the
think
disrespect.
So?
Not in this arc. I don't believe it.
Okay, but aren't you the same one that thought that a certain somebody was gonna join and she got left behind because she decided to stay?
She was no. Now she was told to join. She made the choice to stay behind.
Look how you're like,
just like Vivi did. And both of them are technically crew members. They're just not with the crew
I feel
right
like
now.
I hear the salt.
I am still salty about this.
I hear salt in your voice. Shall I dig into the salt mines? Like, I just feel like
no, not if you want a Christmas present this year, girl.
God.
Dang.
Wait, see, January, man.
I'll take it all year. Look, she knows me. I'm a Gemini. I'll take it to the grave. I'll take it to the grave.
Look, you say that. You take it to the grave. I'm the very best person. We take, when you go low, we'll take it to hell. Like, I'm a different type of raggedy. Like, I'm going to take it to the grave. I'm going to drag you until I die. Like, that's a whole nother.
But,
she's right. This is true.
But check it. I think with this arc, I feel like this is probably going to be one of my favorite ones. The animation is a little bit different.
Yeah.
It's a little loose. But I think for good reason, because of,
well, it kind of has that, I mean, yeah, he does different vibes with the different arcs and the different places they've been. Each one has a very different vibe to it.
Yeah, and I like science stuff. So
yes.
I'm like, okay.
See,
with this egghead art, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be fully vested.
Mm-hmm.
And I already told one of my homeboys, I said, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and read the manga because I'm at the point at the end of the first episode of the new season. That's where I'm at in the manga. That's where I'm gonna start at, and I can just read ahead because typically what I treat One Piece as, I just don't watch it until they're like a pile of episodes so I can binge it.
That's how I am. I binge it. I save up.
I try to binge it too, but like a homie has sent me manga books for me to catch up on, knowing that I don't have I live in the middle of nowhere, first of all. And as much as I would love to order it, I'm kind of weird. I like to go to my bookstores and like smell the books and like touch the manga. But I don't know, like it's wild because I love watching anime. Like I think it's just the artsy side of me when it comes to the moving picture aspect, because you can watch the artistry grow as the series goes on. But I don't know. I can see the Bonnie though. Like I can see
Bonnie.
The Bonnie doing it. Meanwhile, Thready's over here like, nah, fam, ain't nobody joining.
I mean, when you really think about it, like on that ship, right? Okay. You got, hey guys, I know you are enjoying our show, but just a quick second, I want you guys to subscribe to our Patreon and continue to support us, because the more support we have, the more cool things we can do. Now, we have two different tiers. We have a $5 tier and a $15 tier. The $5 tier guarantees you a bi-monthly edition of Orange Phoenix Magazine, where we cover all things of geekdom, whether it's anime, manga, pro wrestling, comics, cosplay, you name it, we nerd it. That is our slogan. Now, you might be asking yourself, what about the other months? Well, monthly, you get entered into a giveaway drawing. So if your name gets pulled in the drawing, you get some of the cool stuff that we buy from these conventions from the past, the present, and in the future. We talking figurines, we talking Blu-ray DVD sets that's typically not aired on any streaming service. We talking various forms of artwork, because we know when you go in that deals room and you go in that artist alley, you want to buy so much things and you got a budget. But say you might not be able to get the things that's outside of your budget. We may have those things. So you get entered into those drawings and you have a chance to win those cool things. Now, the $15 tier, you are guaranteed the bi-monthly edition of Orange Phoenix Magazine. You are automatically entered into the giveaway drawing. Plus, you get early access to all of our videos before it gets aired on YouTube. You got it? All of our videos air before YouTube. Tendency to be 24 to 48 hours before, and also any private videos be sent straight to you guys. So we're talking both videos early access and videos that is never going to air on YouTube. You will have access to that as well as all of our past editions of Orange Phoenix Magazine. That is the $15 tier. So please continue to support us as we continue to grow. And without any further ado, let's get back to our regular scheduled program. Luffy.
Yep.
Obviously. You got Sanji, Zoro, Chopper, Usopp, Nami, Robin, Jinbei, Brooke. That always wants to see Paris.
Always.
So,
he about that life for Big Mom. He about that life for Big Mom.
You're opening up a whole.
But actively, it's only 2 women active on that ship. So
see, and that's why I can see that.
Girl, it would kind of even that thing out, and Sanji would go buck wild on that ship. But you know,
he already trying to go buck wild as it is. That's why Puddin got him caught up. That's why Black Mariah got him caught up.
But see, you have a whole nother is Jinbei gonna stay? Like after all this is done, is he gonna stay?
I don't see him leaving. I don't see him leaving.
I don't see him leaving.
And then there's the whole aspect of who's gonna make it to the end.
Don't start. No, we ain't doing that. No, we ain't doing that. Let me tell you.
Mom,
no, we're not starting that conversation because I'm already. No, because Jujutsu Kaisen doesn't ruin my life. All right, so I'm not even. That's not even an option for me.
I haven't even begun the new season. Right, I was like, I haven't read any spoilers. Thank God, I haven't read any spoilers. But I don't think Jinbei is gonna leave for this reason. Jinbei is the voice of reason to Luffy. Like Luffy can do some other shit, and the crew be like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And Luffy was like, "Hey, fam, I'm gonna go do this shit over here." Jinbei can say the same shit, and Luffy like, "You know what?
So
That's."
I just want to go back to the beginning. I want to reread the manga and see if there's any clues in there, because Oda's been planning this since chapter 1.
She about to go deep diving. She about to deep dive.
It's all foreshadows. It's there somewhere. We just have to dig for it.
That's a lot of digging, because I mean,
that's deep.
Yes, I'm willing to do this. I am willing to sacrifice.
Revolutionaries, like that. I'm telling you, like
maybe after Cats.
Is it that new episode with Sabo called? Because that's where it ended. Because you haven't seen a new episode, so I think it ended with Sabo calling. He called Dragon.
I know, because I'm up to date on the manga, so I can't say anything. I can't say anything.
That just say some wild shit happened, right?
And
like, okay.
It's about Erskine. All the shit's about to hit the fan. I'm just letting you know.
Yay!
It's gonna be just get ready for the ride. Erskine, I do want to ask you about something different though. You said you like science. Have you been watching Dr. Stone?
Ooh.
I have, but I haven't caught up.
Okay.
I think I wanted to finish first before I actually go into it, because I'm gonna get mad that I have to wait.
See, that's me. That's me.
That's me on the couch going, ah!
I'm spoiled. Like, I want everything to come out, and then I'm like, all right, now I can binge it. Because don't get me started on something, and then next week on Dragon Ball Z. Like, I'm just trying to do all that.
Nah, we ain't trying to have all that, man. We ain't got time.
But I do have a question. If you could join any group or crew, what would it be?
In One Piece?
Yes. I'm sorry, in One Piece, yes.
Oof.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, I'm joining Shanks' crew all day, because they always want to smoke.
You know what?
They are not to be fucked with.
They are the original FAFO.
Easily, because when they pull up, people stop. Like, Shanks commands the room. Like, okay, if you got Marine and pirates fighting each other after Whitebeard got killed, this Joker came up and like, yo, what are y'all doing? Y'all need to chill out. Okay.
And Mihawk was like, nah, fam, this ain't what I signed up for. I ain't trying to catch this smoke. You know what? I signed up for a lot, but this ain't it. So I'm gonna let y'all handle this, and I'll be back. Like, I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah, like, no, they're not to be messed with. Like, they're not to be fucked. I mean, now, second, I do love the Straw Hat Crew, but I feel like I can't choose Straw Hat Crew, because that's an easy answer, right? Because
that's way too easy.
Forefront. I wouldn't join Law's crew, because I feel like Law is the only one that can fight.
Really though.
He's just dragging the other side.
Look, no cap.
It's just him. It's really just him.
All right, Fred.
It's him.
Your turn. I'm gonna let you go next.
Oh
I'm gonna ruin everybody's feelings with mine.
I join Buggy crew. That probably gonna be me.
No, I ain't doing all that. I ain't doing all that.
Oh, this is hard. This is very, very hard. You almost need to split it into bad guys and good guys.
No, you can no. You get one. You get one. You get one. That one.
Oh. There is a lot about Shanks' crew that I really like. I just like that they seem to be just living their best, like, sloth life most of the time.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things that I loved about Big Mom's crew, just the characters in that one. I don't know if I would really want to be a part of that, because I feel like everybody is freaking twisted.
I mean,
says the person cosplaying Puddin' and
yeah, maybe that's it. Barto's group seems like they would be fun.
That is a fun group.
So, I mean, if you're going to be a Straw Hat fan, I mean, you can always go with Barto's crew.
Yeah, because he's going to always look out for his bestie.
Yeah.
Luffy. Big Mom's
the energy there,
man. That looked like a gigantic boat orgy.
No, I mean, really though. Everywhere you turn around, she got another kid popping up. Like,
exactly.
Bro, what?
Call her Big Mom for a reason, man. It's like, man, where all these kids come from, man? Like,
but look,
it's like, how she have that kind of time.
But Brooke was about that life. Brooke was about to take that L and be like, if I die, I die. Like,
hey, listen, all right. Listen, one of my favorite episodes is when they was in the hot spring and Yamato jumped in because Yamato identifies as like as a guy.
Mm-hmm.
So she jumps in, and Brooke and Sanji had that slow motion look like, oh.
Oh, that's
that was the best scene ever too. I just love that part of it.
It was like the greatest day ever for those two, man. Sanji was done. Sanji was done.
His quota has been met for the rest of his life.
That was me jumping into the hot spring.
We got a naked chick in the hot spring.
Oh my god. I love that character so much. That's why
I love her. She's fun.
Yamato is cool, man. I do love Yamato. So back to the main thing. So Animate for the entire weekend because it was only 3 days.
I didn't have to tell mine. I'm cool.
I was gonna say, on the radar. What is yours say? No, make her tell first, Erskine.
Okay. So my group that I would join, because I've been in my villain era since 1997. I would be a freaking Marine all day, every day. I want all the smoke. Yes. I want all the smoke. I don't care. I'm sick of y'all. I'm done with everybody. I'm ready just to throw hands with everybody. I don't care.
You out here calling buster calls and shit?
Yes. I'm ready to be the op all day.
She's taking the medias down.
I'm done. But you know what my one perk about being a Marine is?
What's that?
We got Mihawk, and I'm just ready to stare and look at pretty all day. That's all I care about. I just want to look at pretty. I want a French dandy Mihawk with the sword and the yellow eyes. I'll just be like, I ain't even gotta work.
Wait, hold on.
My work is right here.
So wait a minute. So Wano is right after Cake Island, right?
Yes. Isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Wait, yeah.
So wait a minute. Did Mihawk got excommunicated?
Yeah, that's fine.
They all did.
I'm talking about from back in the day, starting in the beginning.
Okay.
I don't care about now. I'm talking about from the OG, because guess what? I can make those connections and call that up later. That's fine. But like, I want to be the ops all day. I want all the smoke. I want to fight everybody. I don't even care. Like, just make me Hina. The end. Like, that's all I want in life.
She does it so well too.
Now Crocodile's my other character I really
like. Crocodile lit. Crocodile is lit.
Hey, that man is swag.
We could go into a whole conversation of favorite character.
Yeah. But anyway,
those hated character, because I definitely have that, and there's so much.
But I would end this One Piece conversation with this: the GOAT to me is Doflamingo.
and I am cosplaying the GOAT Doflamingo, because I'm not gonna lie, at the end of the day, that is a swaggish, stylish villain, and I will do it all day. Ask me how many bad guys have done cosplayed. Thread.
Yeah, Doflamingo's my boy, man.
All of them.
Don Quixote, Doflamingo. Like
I want to see you cosplay Buggy, May.
Me?
Yes, but I want to see you cosplay the live action version of them.
Oh, that's Psychotic's fine looking. Yeah, all right. Back to Animate.
I got to stop putting ideas in her head because they all end up happening. And it's great. We got to stop though. Animate.
So Animate, yeah.
They did have some great voice actors. I'm not gonna lie. I will say, with it being a first year con, the lines were surprisingly short, which made me really happy. Yeah. It was very nice. Our friend got quite a few FaceTime with Stephanie Young, which made him very happy. I got to meet the OG Vegeta, Brian Drummond. He was super cool. I got his autograph, and then of course I got Eric Vale, Trunks, Sanji, like that OG. And I'm not gonna lie, I got to talk to him at the bar after hours, and we had like a whole conversation before he brought his drinks and like food upstairs. And I was like, oh, we can keep talking. Like we can talk like life and politics. And I was like, okay. So, it was just nice. The only thing I'm mad about is I didn't see the voice of Frylock because I ran out of time.
Oh, Carrie?
And I did not get to see the voice actor for Uncle Ruckus. I really.
Uncle Ruckus. He did a skit. He actually did a I wouldn't say a skit, but he did like a short video with Silent Fighter. I did a couple of like photography shots with him at Ichi, but
oh nice.
So I got a little story about Carrie Mead. Carrie came to a very, very small convention from my hometown, Lake City.
Oh snap.
And it was him, it was Wildfire Tommy Rich, like old school wrestler. And Tommy's wife's birthday was that weekend. So we went to this Mexican restaurant called Doritos, which is on Main Street. So we was in the back and, you know, took pictures with the championship belt. And he was like, okay, I'm about to head out. And then me, Carrie, and someone else actually stayed back. And we sat there and we shut the bar down. Like when the doors closed, the bartender was like, hop back here and make whatever you want. And so we was making our joint and we was lit. So after that, we went to it's not the Waffle House, but we call it's the Huddle House. So we went to the Huddle House.
Oh, I know what that is. Yeah.
See, you know. So we went to the Huddle House and, you know, got our breakfast or whatever and like to sober up because, you know, we was lit. And then we made it to the convention on Sunday early. And so I think me and Carrie became good friends. And actually, Carrie is D9 too, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, so I couldn't find out he's an alpha. So
it's okay. I can see that.
And so we talked for a good minute. And so ever so often I might reach out or whatever. And when I found out he was here at this con, you know, we spoke a little bit. And found out, you know, Carrie is a really, really cool dude. And I met Brian Drummond. That was the Vegeta person I always wanted to meet. So finally got that autograph. Anime wise, I met Eric Vale a few years ago at Savannah Mega Comic Con. It was him and Monica Rael, and they was right beside each other. So I don't think Eric remembers me, but I didn't have a chance to talk to him. But like an anime crush, Nico Robin is my anime crush. That just bar none. Like number one anime crush, and I know the voice actor for Nico Robin was there. Didn't have a chance to get an autograph signing, but it is what it is. But it felt like GalaxyCon in a way, because the way everybody was spread out, you could like navigate your way to the autograph. Just like you said, May, it wasn't a long line. You didn't have to wait forever in the day. And I'm pretty sure the voice actors and wrestlers and performers, they made their profits over the weekend because it was a pretty good number. Speaking of, how many people you think were at Animate this past weekend? Just about the top of your head.
I know what they were predicting, but
yeah,
I don't know if they reached that number or not.
I don't feel like the prediction that they had was met. Because I don't feel like I can give an accurate number without feeling like one way or the other. Yeah. Because I gauge it off how busy are the aisles in the vending hall. And the fact that we could comfortably walk through with her wings on her back without too much trauma. So to me, it wasn't that packed because we still could comfortably make our way. And I feel like if I make a guess and it's wrong, I'm gonna feel like a butthole either way. But I don't know, for the two, because I was there Friday evening, Saturday all day, and then I had to leave Sunday morning for like prior commitments and stuff like that. But I don't know. I would say maybe from between what I saw, maybe 3,000? Maybe.
Sounds about right.
I would say between 3 and 5.
Yeah, 3 and 5,000 for what I saw. What they are projecting, I could not see from day one because and here's the other thing. Speaking of times, Friday they were told that 12:30 they could get in. So people had been lining up before that. But it turns out it wasn't until 1 p.m. So you got a lot of angry people that have been outside since like 11, 10:30, trying to get in. So from what I saw just from our hotel room, from the lines, it was nowhere near.
But I'm also looking at this as being number one, it's a first year con.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Number two, we I think are used to seeing what GalaxyCon looks like in that crowd. So the less people, I think we might even be lowballing a little bit, just because it was nice and spread out. And then third, they were also competing with another North Carolina con that's a traditional con that has been going on for 14 years, I think. So, but on the other side of that, the venue's large and can grow. This was a good test to see if people will come out for a con. I think the weather was kind of bad too. There was predictions of snow, ice, and freezing rain. So that might have kept some people at home. But I was impressed with not only everything being run as smoothly as it was, because I felt like it ran fairly smoothly for a first year con. But the vending hall. Like the vending hall, I was expecting to walk in and see GalaxyCon again.
Yes.
And it was not in any way. I saw new vendors, new things. I saw plenty of things that a lot of times there may be only one vendor of that particular item. I actually could shop around a little bit and get better prices for things. And the artist alley looked great. It looked full and it had a lot of neat stuff that I hadn't seen before. It gave me a little bit of Katsucon vibes to it, of kind of the way that it was set up, with what the selection was. And I think I was more impressed by anything. It was the vendors hall and because that thing was packed. It was full.
Oh yeah, they had a whole bunch of vendors there because just like she said, I saw 4 different shops with tumblers, and a lot of them were different tumblers. They weren't all the same looking style tumbler. Like you would see at some places. One was even local that I've only seen. They're only at night markets and in Cary and stuff like that. So they got a lot more niche, I would dare to say, vendors and artists. And artisans, period. Now I will say I am a little biased only because what I'm used to when it comes to a convention, because I run 2 events for a very large convention. That even GalaxyCon, I'm like, oh, this is cute. Like, and people are like, what? It's so busy. I said, bro, obviously you've never been to GalaxyCon. Dragon Con and had to work it like I do. So, to me it was GalaxyCon is busy, but I feel like Animate was like, oh my God, it's so, like, it's great. It's nice and refreshing to be able to move around, function, not have 4,000 people. You're waiting like an hour to get in. And even though it is a first time con, I'm a little biased to that. It was nice. Like it was nice and intimate. That's the word I want to use. It was a lot more intimate that I would enjoy as someone who's getting older. But it was organized. There's a couple of flub ups, but I enjoyed the newer people, a lot of locals, a lot more local artists, and them trying new things and different things. And the quality of guests, honestly, because I didn't know what to expect from this con because it was a first year for this. And when I saw the guest list, I was like, okay, come through. Like, I see you. Like, you got these people. You got almost all of One Piece here. All right. So it was nice.
I also liked how they kind of shifted for the weather. So there were vendors' trucks that they had pulled in to that basement level so that you could access food trucks without standing in the rain. And they also had full-on stations for beer and wine and liquor. They had those things open
all
every
over.
Day at time that you could open up something like that. They were right there open, and even on Sunday they were serving. So
that goes a long way. I think I've heard from a few people that this dealer's room was like one of the best dealers rooms or artist outlets they have ever experienced. And that says a lot, because we've gone to so many cons that sometimes we're gonna get our shit from the dealer's room. Like, but it's like some of the stuff is like very much similar to the person next to him or whatever, and it's like, well, I could go over here and prices over here and kind of like back up. But that's why I walked through that dealer's room in Artist Alley at least 3 or 4 times. Like I did like, I know I missed something. I mean,
how many circles did we make? Yeah, how many circles did we make? Like, bro, like we were just like, most of our time was sipping wine and going
and that's how new stuff. Like, I think that's the thing for me is that when you're going to enough cons in the local area, you're seeing the same stuff over and over again. Yeah. And it was nice to see all this new stuff. And the other thing is they had like, how many cosplay contests did they have? They had one on Friday. They had a kids on Sunday. They had a regular cosplay craftsmanship. They had a late night one and a masquerade. Yeah. Like, they had all the things that people expect to have.
Yeah.
Wait. So they had multiple cosplay.
Yes.
Not just one.
Not just one, multiples.
That is dope because it's like, so with avid cosplayers like you guys, right? I feel like in that spectrum, there's a little bit of complaint because there might be some favoritism being used, like off of one, and it might turn some people off from cosplaying, which it shouldn't. But the fact that you have multiple ones, that kind of like leaves opportunity to show off whatever cosplay that you have or multiple cosplays that you have.
They even had a contest just for people that commissioned costumes that had credit to give to the designer.
Oh my gosh.
So there was like, literally, if you commission somebody, bro, we got a place for you.
It's like everything you could do right with a first year con, this was done right.
Yep. And I was impressed because, when I've judged contests, we had a lot of people. We had one femme that her grandmother made her entire Fire Nation Airbender costume. Stunning. There's pictures of progress, but we could not judge her for it because she was in a craftsmanship where you have to be the one that made it. But she did all her makeup, which was spotless.
I remember this one
too. I think
she
was Kiyoshi. Yeah,
yes, I remember this one.
We gave her the award for the best makeup job because when I tell you that face paint was seamless and not melting away, so it was nice for them to have for someone that did commission or their family did it for them or something like that. Because I'm definitely gonna be that mom. You want to cosplay? I got you. But not everybody can do those skills, so it was nice for them to have all these different categories. Now the kids contest this year, because my girlfriend had her daughter competing, they were off the chain. Like, these kids coming for our throats. Like, they ready. Bro, they coming for necks, period. So but that's what I enjoy, especially as a parent. And as a parent that is a costumer, it's nice to see that there's so many options where some places you're very narrow in what you can and cannot do. Especially as a judge, it was very refreshing to see something like that.
And with that, with all the things that you guys said, that it's highly recommended that you guys go to Raleigh.
I do believe we have plans for next year, don't we?
Yes. We already look. Our friend was like, so Animate 2025. We were like, bro, can I get through February?
We already making plans.
Locked in. We are locked in for that. Because so typically, like, we always go to Ichiban. That's usually like how we start off the con year. We go to Ichiban Con, but Animate Raleigh, they got us locked in. Like, next year, 2025, we coming back to Animate Raleigh, and for
as soon as tickets are live,
soon as those press badges, like, their application is out there. Listen, it's getting submitted. We coming back. That's what's gonna happen. To the con ops, to the volunteers, and to everybody that was there. Like, we greatly appreciate you guys for giving us a chance to actually do press for you guys. And I'm not saying this because you gave us a shot at being pressed, but legitimately, like, everything was awesome. Like, especially as a first con. And I know you had some competition with Ichiban, and because Ichiban switched off for 2 weekends in a row, which we are actually going to Ichiban this weekend coming. So, but Animate Raleigh, that's a great way to start the year. And it's going to get bigger. I know it's going to get bigger.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably going to be in the, like in a couple of years, probably in the 40,000 range. I can see that happening. Based off you guys' experiences over the course of the weekend, multiple cosplay contests, everybody's chill, everybody's cool, they're nice. You got a open freaking bar
all over.
All over. They were every level.
Shot. So like Thread saw me because we were sitting there eating. I kind of like did this thing right here.
Looking over at the window, he's doing.
I'm like, I'll be right back. So,
I would have been right with him if I hadn't had to drive home. So
right.
Yeah.
I was like, what you want? I was like, double shot of Jack and a
stuff they were serving was great. I mean, something for everybody.
Yeah, and on a Friday, like you say, Friday was like one of the best days, and that's.
I mean, I'm telling you, we started it like we didn't even get down there until after 2.
Yeah,
and it felt like a whole day.
Bro, by the time we got to the Marriott, dude, we made friends with one of the bartenders, and then we came back Saturday, and he was like, "All right, so y'all bet," and we're just like, bet, because like the first thing I told the guy, I think what made him like really chill with us that Friday night, and he was like, "What can I get you to drink?" I said, "I need a mimosa, but I need you to like pour the champagne and take the orange juice and just bless it, and just waft it over like a La Croix, and just keep on rolling."
He's like, got y'all.
He's like,
perfect.
It was like cloudy. That was it. It was just cloudy. But like even the staff, just like for GalaxyCon Raleigh, they were ready and they were so excited. And
they were dressed in their nerd gear. Like at the bar, they were wearing nerd stuff. And I would love to see them have the drinks menu like they do at Galaxy, because those are so fun and kind of go with things.
Yeah, but I think they just weren't doing it with respect, so they just had the normal. But I think now they're gonna be like, "All right, so nerd, anime themed stuff."
Yeah. So it's on a scale of 1 to 10, or matter of fact, scale of 1 to 5. What do we give Animate, Raleigh?
Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect.
But let's just say on a scale of 1 to 10 of our expectations of a good first year con, I'd give it a 9. I mean, I just had such a good time, and it's going to be an 8 or a 9 for me for like the perfect con. Yeah. If 10 was perfect.
I will say, despite, just the scheduling, because that can happen to anybody. I've seen it happen at Dragon Con a lot. I'm gonna give it a 9.5 to be honest with you, because because the guests were lit. It was just like we talked about. The vending hall was different. The artist alley was, I'm gonna tell you, lit. It wasn't just the same little tiny stuff. It was very catered. And just the vibe, like the volunteers were great. They treated their volunteers very well. The staff was great.
Everybody was super nice.
Everybody was cool. Like even security, like they were super chill and respectful, because I had an issue with one of my props because first of all, it was pouring down raining. I did not want to go to into the rain to the top floor, but I still had my old tag from the last time I had it prop checked. And it's like, oh, you've had it done before? Snip, snip. And just gave me another one. So,
they did give her a hard time for they did. Yeah, they did give her a hard time. Resident.
I did get a hard time for my Resident Evil because I had gun like
she had a whole case.
I had everything. Like, I had the full-on tactical mask, and the guy was just like, rip it off. And I was like, okay, if my wig comes off, I don't know what to tell you, and I'm gonna be sad. That was the only thing. But they were just giving me a rough time because they thought I was a dude at first.
She comes busting up in there.
And this dude was like,
"What?" Big. She like a little stick figure. She comes busting in there. And they're like giving her a hard time. I finally called them out on her, and I was like, "Y'all giving her a hard time because she thinks she cute."
Well, yeah, I'll give it a 9.5. Honestly, it was. For first year, it was lit. It was lit.
Yeah, my one day that I was there for Sunday, I'm gonna have to give it the same. I'm gonna have to give it a 9, man. I had a great experience off the day that I spent there on Sunday, because initially I was supposed to be there on Saturday, but some stuff came up at home and I couldn't make it, and I was thoroughly, I wouldn't say pissed, because I had to put some stuff together. By the time I was done putting it together, I was like, dang it, I won't have time, because when I get there, you know, I wouldn't say everything's gonna be done, but people are gonna be changing clothes, getting ready to party, all the other stuff. So, and I know I was gonna go to sleep. I already know that. So, but off that whole day, yeah, I definitely have to give it a 9. Like, the food was great, the staff was great, the volunteers was great, the guests was great, the art, the dealer's room was phenomenal. That's probably one of the best dealer's rooms I've ever been to. So, keep up the good work, Animate Raleigh, and we'll see you guys next year. And I mean, hell, if you do 2 weekends in a row, we still gonna pull up. But
hey, closer for me anyway.
Just saying. But thank you guys for giving us your insight on Animate Raleigh for the masses. So, how can we reach you guys? Because you guys are cosplayers. So, Threadmagnetcosplay, you can find her on Instagram.
Yep.
By the name Threadmagnetcosplay. And May, how can people follow you?
I'm on Facebook as Themayhemmer. On Instagram, I am Themayhemmer. And I have a website, shocker, it's www.mayhemmer.com, which is finally getting updated now that I'm not in Ren Fair season. But those are the 3 different ways you can find me.
Awesome sauce. And so we see you guys next time. Peace.
Thanks again.
Thanks.